Hello, everyone, and welcome back, high level listeners. We've got a brand new advanced vocabulary podcast episode for you today, talking all about online shopping. So, if you love to shop online, you want to do more online shopping in English, and you want to talk about some of the fun things that you bought, you should join us for today's episode.
Yes, you should. Hi, everybody. Welcome to High Level Listening, where we give you side-by-side American and British English with me, Mark from the UK, and Kat from the US. As Kat mentioned, today's topic is online shopping. And nowadays, it feels like we buy basically everything online. We buy clothes, computers, gadgets for the kitchen, food, things for the house, the family, the pets. You name it, we're probably buying it online.
So, today's episode is very similar to our other advanced English episodes. We'll start with two scripts, one in a more American style from me, and one with Mark in a more British style. We'll each talk about shopping online from our perspectives, giving you tons of great vocabulary that you can use the next time you want to talk more about online shopping.
Yes, and then after our scripts, we'll go through each part line by line and give you simple or deeper explanations of our favorite vocabulary and phrases so you can learn to use the vocabulary yourself easily and confidently. So let's get started. Kat, are you big on online shopping?
Honestly, I think I do most of my shopping online nowadays. If I'm not scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, I'm usually scrolling through something cute I want to buy online. I used to like the idea of going shopping in person, walking into the store, grabbing what I need, but half the time they don't have it, or it's way cheaper to buy it online. Sometimes while I'm shopping in person, I look something up on my phone before I buy it in store, and sure enough, it's cheaper online and I get to have it delivered. On top of that, you've got way more selection. In store, you might have a couple of colors, maybe they don't have your size, but online, you've got hundreds, if not thousands of options, and you can find exactly what you want. Plus, I can read reviews and see the ratings of each item, which you definitely can't get in store. I guess the only real reason I go shopping in person is for clothes, but a lot of my friends just buy a bunch of stuff online, try it all on at home, and then they return what they don't like. It's actually really convenient. So, what about you, Mark? Are you big on online shopping?
When I decide to buy something online, my first port of call is usually the big online shops like Amazon or Argos in England. I'll type in what I'm looking for and then start scrolling through the items. They usually put their bestsellers and sponsored ads at the top, but I mostly go by the best reviews. I set the filters to top rated and start from there. I often end up combing through all the customer reviews, mainly looking out for bad ones to make sure it's not really flimsy or cheaply made. Once I've found something, I'll keep the tab open and go back to my main search and do a bit more digging just in case there's an even better deal out there. Most of the time, though, I end up coming back to the first one I picked out and put that in my basket. I honestly have to try to keep my spending habits in check because it's so easy to buy things. The sites all remember your details, so you can basically buy things in one click. Sometimes a package arrives at my door and I don't remember what I bought. Okay, so our scripts are a little bit different this week, but like always, we'll go back to the start of each one and go through the best phrases and expressions. So, back to the start with Kat. Do you usually shop online?
Honestly, I think I do most of my shopping online nowadays. So when I say I do most of my shopping, we do say I shop online, but I do my shopping. I do my shopping at the grocery store. I do my shopping online. This is another phrase that we also use very commonly in English. So I do most of my shopping online nowadays. Nowadays would be recently, more kind of in the recent past, nowadays. If I'm not scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, I'm usually scrolling through something cute I want to buy online. If I'm not scrolling through Instagram, Now, when you have your phone and you are just scrolling, we have another phrase that you can use. Scrolling through means looking and scrolling, scrolling through, scrolling through. So, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through YouTube. Now, we use scrolling with our finger, but we can also use scrolling through with our mouse as well. So, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Amazon, scrolling through my favorite online store. I'm usually scrolling through something cute I want to buy online. Something cute I want to buy online. I want to buy online. I want to buy online. I'm scrolling through. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute too. Oh, I want that. Oh, I really like that too. I'm scrolling through something cute I want to buy online. So, Mark, where do you usually look when you're shopping online?
When I decide to buy something online, my first port of call is usually the big online shops like Amazon or Argos in England. So, when I decide to buy something online, my first port of call. Imagine I am a ship. I'm a boat on my journey of online shopping. The first stop or the first destination is my port of call. There's lots of boat and sailing terms in English that we use every day. This is one of them. If you have a schedule or a list of different things or different places you want to visit, they are your ports of call. My first port of call is the first place I look. When I have an idea of something, the first place I look is Amazon or Argos. That's another online store in England. So my first port of call, the first place I go, is usually the big online shops. It's a good example of articles here, the big online shops. The is specifically the ones in my country. The big ones, the ones we have here. So for me in England, that's Amazon and Argos. So they are the big online shops. The main ones, they usually have the best prices and they usually have the most variety of goods. So they're my first port of call. So, Kat, when you're shopping in general, do you prefer online shopping more than shopping in person?
Used to like the idea of going shopping in person, walking into the store, grabbing what I need, but half the time they don't have it. They don't have what I'm looking for, and it's way cheaper to buy it online. So, when I'm talking about this, I used to. So, I used to like the idea. I used to like the idea of going shopping in person. I mean, even as a kid, we used to go to the shopping mall for fun and entertainment. I mean, of course, I used to like going shopping. I used to like the idea of going shopping. Ooh, let's go to the mall. Let's go shopping. That sounds fun. Walking into the store, grabbing what I need, We use the word, getting what I need, shopping for what I need. But Americans love the word grab. It sounds like we're really picking things quite quickly, just grabbing a few things, grabbing what I need, right? Just grabbing them and grabbing what I need. But half the time, they don't have it, or it's way easier to buy it online. Half the time. That means I go into the store and 50% of the time, they don't have it. I'm looking for something specific and they just don't have it. Or I go and I kind of want this idea of something and I go in, nothing. I don't find anything I like. So half the time they don't have it, or it's way cheaper to buy it online. Way cheaper, much cheaper. Okay, it's much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. It's way cheaper to buy it online. What about you? How do you like to search for things online, Mark?
So after I've gone on to Amazon or Argos, I'll type in what I'm looking for, then start scrolling through the items. So first, I'll type in what I'm looking for. This is another case where native speakers like to use a phrasal verb just because it's more casual, it's more friendly. Type in. When I type on a website, on Google, I will type in my search. I'll type in what I'm looking for. So if I'm looking for a new kettle, I will type in kettle. If I'm looking for pet food, I will type in pet food. So type in what I'm looking for. And Kat mentioned this earlier. I'll start scrolling through the items that it gave me, the items that come up when you type in pet food. Scroll through. Often it's a huge list of different products, brands, sizes, prices. I'll scroll through them. I'll look through. In our shopping episode last time, in real shops, we would look through the racks or look through shirts. Here we're online, so we scroll through. We look through all the options. These websites, they usually put their best sellers at the top. So there is a page, and the top of the page usually has their best sellers, the items that are most popular, the ones they sell the most. Maybe the company actually makes them. Maybe they have a deal to promote them, but their best sellers are at the top. But I mostly go by the best reviews. This is how I choose my items. I go by the best reviews. I use the best reviews. The products with the highest reviews, I look at them first. If it's on the top of the page, but it has low reviews, bad reviews, I will scroll past it. I go by the best reviews. To do that, on the website, on the edge of the page, sometimes they have filters. You can change what you're looking for. You can say how expensive you want it. You can say what reviews you want. You can choose specific brands. Those are filters, and they will cut out some results and leave the ones you want in. So I will set the filter to top rated. So the products with the highest reviews, the best reviews, come first, and I start from there. So I go by the best reviews. That's my starting point. Okay, Kat, in your case, where do you normally get the best deals when you're shopping?
So sometimes when I'm in the store, sometimes I'll look something up on my phone before I buy it in store. And sure enough, it's cheaper online and I get to have it delivered. So I used to like going to stores until I look up the price. So if you look something up, especially on your phone, if you look something up, that means I want to find the right information. I want to find some information. I want to do a little research. Okay, so I'm going to look something up. Now, I'm at the store. I'm about to buy something. And I look at it and I think, I wonder if it's cheaper online. Okay, so I look it up, same brand, same object, same item. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's cheaper online. It's cheaper online. So I look something up on my phone before I buy it, especially if it's something kind of expensive. I'll double check and see if I can get a better deal online. And sure enough means, yep, that's what I thought. Oh, okay. Yeah, it really is. Sure enough, it's cheaper online and I get to have it delivered. So we love the word get in English. We talk about get all the time. If you get to do something, that means you are able to. Ooh, we get to go to the park today. Ooh, we get to do this. Ooh, we get to do that. So we're allowed to. We are able to. It's something kind of nice that we get to do. Ah, all right, I get to do this today. And I get to have it delivered. Have it delivered. Now, when we say have it delivered, that means the service is coming to me. So if I have my hair cut, someone is cutting my hair. If I deliver a package, I'm the delivery person. But if I have it delivered, someone brings it to me. Okay, so, well, lucky me, it's cheaper and it comes directly to my house, right? And I get to have it delivered. So, Mark, you've got all this choice online. Sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed. How do you choose what to buy?
I often end up combing through all the customer reviews, mainly looking out for bad ones to make sure it's not really flimsy or cheaply made. So, yes, once I've set my filters and I have the top rated products, I comb through. You might know comb. A comb is a small brush. Usually you brush your hair with it. And a comb has very, very thin spaces between each prong. Is that what it's called? So a comb is very fine and very narrow. So when you comb through something, you look at it very, very, very carefully. I read every review. I read every single word. I'm looking for positive things and negative things too. I want as much information as I can from these reviews. So I comb through them. I look at them very, very, very carefully. You also might hear people using this at work. Comb through files, comb through documents to find mistakes. When I'm combing through customer reviews, mainly looking out for bad ones. Why do I look at the bad reviews? Because sometimes the product has some problems. Maybe it's very flimsy. Flimsy means it's very fragile and it can break easily. Sometimes I've bought something online, I've used it once and it's broken. And yes, sometimes online people show photos of the broken product in two pieces and they say, don't buy it, it's flimsy or it's fragile. These things can be flimsy because maybe they're cheaply made. They are cheaply made. The product is cheaply made. It does not have high quality, sturdy or strong components. It's cheaply made to keep the price down, but it means the parts break easily because it's cheap material. So that's my main thing. I'm combing through the customer reviews to make sure what I want isn't flimsy or cheaply made. So when I buy it, it lasts a long time, it doesn't break, and I have to buy a new one in a few months anyway. Okay, in your shopping experience, where do you normally find the best selection?
Definitely online. So, on top of all the nice things I've said about shopping online, on top of that, you've got way more selection. In store, you might have a couple of colors, maybe they don't have your size, but online, you've got hundreds of options and you can find exactly what you want. Okay, so on top of that, I often use this phrase instead of furthermore or instead of some sort of written conjunction where we would say firstly, secondly, thirdly. When we're speaking,
Moreover.
it's yeah. When we're speaking, it's much more common to say things like, especially your second or third option. I've said all these positive things, and on top of all those positive things, on top of that, you've got way more selection. Way more selection. That means lots and lots more. You've got way more selection. Selection are items to choose from. Okay? You've got hundreds of items to choose from. You've got way more selection. You could say limited selection, not very good selection. That means not many choices. You've got way more selection. In store, you might have a couple of colors. We have a lot of running on together, so we have lots of words that kind of stick together here. In store, you might have a couple of colors. A couple of colors. Now, we've changed a couple of to a couple of colors, a couple of colors. In store, you might have a couple of colors, have a couple of colors. Maybe they don't have your size, but online, you've got hundreds of options. Hundreds, 200, 300, 400, 500, hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands, millions. You've got hundreds of options, choices, and you can find exactly what you want. You can find exactly what you want. Now, Mark, with all this selection, sometimes I have to stop myself from buying things too quickly. Do you always buy things right away or do you wait a bit?
I wait a bit. Once I've found something, I'll keep the tab open and go back to my main search and do a bit more digging, just in case there's an even better deal out there. So I've set my filters. I've looked at the top rated products. I've read the reviews very closely and I've found something. Once I've found something, after I've found something, I'll keep the tab open. So the tab, when you have your internet browser, you will have a page and it's at the top of the screen. That's one tab. If I open a second page on a different website, that's another tab. Sometimes when I'm looking for things online, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have many, many, many tabs across the top of the screen. Sometimes I have clicked on so many different products to compare them. There's so many tabs at the top, I actually struggle to find the main page. And
Been
yeah,
there, been
so
there.
exactly, right? If you're booking holidays or organizing anything, you've got all these hotels along the top or flight prices. You end up with a million tabs along the top. So if I find something I like, I'll keep the tab open and go back to my main search on a different tab and do a bit more digging. So to dig is literally take a spade or a shovel and dig into the ground. Here, I mean search. To dig is to search. If I'm looking for a good deal, I'm digging through the catalog. If I'm going quite deeper and deeper and deeper into the selection, I'm digging. I'm searching. Like I'm searching quite hard. I'm not finding one product and being happy and leaving. I'm still going. I really want to, make sure I've exhausted every possibility before I stop. So I'll do a bit more digging just in case there's an even better deal out there. Maybe there is a product with the same quality but a cheaper price. Maybe it's out there in the internet, out there in the catalog, out there in the store. Maybe I just need to keep scrolling down. When there's so much choice, sometimes you feel like there's always something better. There's always a better deal, a cheaper price of the same quality, cheaper price but better reviews. It can get easy to lose a lot of time searching for this perfect product. So sometimes that happens to me. I'll keep digging just in case there's a better deal out there. Anyway, I've already talked about reviews a little bit. Do you like to read the reviews as well?
Absolutely. So, on top of all the other stuff, plus I can read reviews and see the ratings of each item, which you definitely can't get in store. So, usually when I go shopping in store, I'm looking around for something in particular. Maybe I just need something like some headphones. So I just kind of look at the price and I buy something usually mid-range, right? So not too expensive, not too cheap. But then I get home and I look it up online and I realize the product that I bought has terrible reviews and it's not that great. And I could have chosen something cheaper and better. I just didn't look up the ratings or the reviews. So I can read reviews and see the ratings of each item online, which you definitely can't get in store. That's probably the most annoying thing. I will sometimes, if I'm buying a product, again, I will look it up on my phone, check the price, check the reviews before I end up buying it. Because you can't see any ratings or reviews in person, in store. All right. So now we are shopping online and you're usually taking a moment to dig around and look through some other good deals. Do you ever change your mind when you're shopping online?
Uh, in this script, no. Most of the time, I end up coming back to the first one I picked out and put it in my basket. So, most of the time, I end up coming back to the first one I picked out. I picked out is a phrasal verb. I think we used it in the last episode about shopping as well, clothes shopping. When you are shopping and you select your item, if you're in a real shop, you take the shirt off the rack, I pick it out. Same thing when you're online. When you finally decide, I want that one, I pick it out. When you click a button to send it to the basket or send it onto a list for the next steps, you pick it out. So when you officially make your selection while shopping, this is the phrasal verb. So I often look at some other deals, I dig around, and I come back to the first one I picked out earlier, the first one I chose earlier, and I put it in my basket. Obviously, we're online. This is not a real basket, but in England online, there might be a different word for this in the States. I'm not sure. But when you choose your items and you decide that you want to buy them, they go into your virtual basket. All the items that you will buy are in the basket. Do you have a different word for this in the
We
States?
use shopping cart. We use shopping cart,
Right.
just like the one that you push around the grocery store. We have shopping cart.
Mhm. Sure.
Sometimes if there's a logo of a basket, like a shopping basket, you'd have in your hands, but the shopping cart is the one
Mm.
that you push that's much bigger.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
true.
put it
Yeah,
in your
that's called a
trolley?
trolley. Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we say that. You put it in the online trolley, the virtual trolley? I'm not sure.
No?
I haven't done it in so long. But yeah, I think it's basket for everything, if it's clothes or food. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes the icon is a bit different. I'm picturing a basket with a handle that you would carry. And
Hmm.
yeah, you get a virtual basket like you're in a big virtual supermarket. So I go back to the first item I picked out and put it in my basket. Okay, last sections. Uh, with online shopping having all of these benefits and advantages, do you ever go shopping in person anymore?
I guess the only real reason I go shopping in person is for clothes, but a lot of my friends just buy a bunch of stuff, try it all on at home, and then they return what they didn't like. It's really convenient. Now, I know I have some friends who can easily buy clothes online. Maybe they always buy it from the same online store. Maybe they always like this brand or they know their size. That's really easy. For me, I guess the only real reason, other than maybe I'm just driving around and I just need something right away, the only real reason I go shopping in person is for clothes. And it's because I want to be able to try them on in person, right? But a lot of my friends just buy a bunch of stuff, buy a bunch of stuff. So this is even we say this word so often, buy a bunch of stuff, a bunch of things. That means a lot. That this word has become from it's gone from two words, bunch of, to buncha, buncha. Okay? So a lot of my friends just buy a bunch of stuff, try it all on at home, try it all on. So, does it fit? Do I like it? This is the first time I'm trying it on. Try it all on at home, and then they return what they didn't like. To return something is to send back the items you don't like and get your money back. So they return it. You receive it, you keep it if you like it, or you return it. You give it back to the company. You send it back to the company, and then they return what they didn't like. It's really convenient. Maybe I should start doing that. I'll think about it.
Right.
All
If it's
right.
too small or the wrong size, you just
Uh-huh.
send it back. Easy
Just send it
peasy.
back.
Doesn't
Just
matter.
send it back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And is it free sometimes? Some companies it's free to send it back.
A lot of companies it is. A lot of companies it's free to return, it's free to ship back. But I think most of my friends, they'll buy something kind of cheap. And then if they don't like it, they just, well, whatever. They just think,
Give it to
oh,
someone
no, it's
else.
okay. It's not a big deal. It's too much work to return it. I'll try to give it to a friend or I'll see if somebody else wants it. Yeah, maybe they're just a little bit too lazy to do that. Now, Mark, I know we're all obsessed with online shopping, but do you ever think that you shop online maybe a little too much?
Yes, honestly, I have to try to keep my spending habits in check because it's so easy to buy things. So we'll focus on that first sentence. I have to try to keep my spending habits in check. The main phrase is keep something in check. To keep it in check is to control it, limit it. Maybe I have to keep my fast food consumption in check. I have to keep my video game time in check. I have to keep my diet in check. Like if I have something that if I do it too much is not good for me, I need to control that. I need to keep it in check. So I have to keep my spending habits in check. I have to control how much I spend because it's so easy to buy things online. Why is
Too
it so easy? Yeah, too easy. Absolutely too easy. So easy is generally positive. Too easy is negative. So yes, I could say it's too easy to buy things. I can't control myself. The reason is the sites remember all your details. Your details here include your credit card number, maybe your bank account details, your passwords, and your address. So because it remembers all these personal details, my details, you can basically buy things in one click. It's usually a big button that says buy now, and boom, I don't have to type in the address, I don't have to type in my credit cards, I don't have to type in anything, even my password. It just goes straight to me. The order goes through and I will receive the product because it remembers all your details. Often you only enter your details once and it remembers it, so it's so easy. Sometimes a package arrives at my door and I don't remember what I bought. Sometimes I hear a or bing bong, and sometimes the delivery person shouts Amazon, and I'm like, oh, Amazon? Amazon? What did I buy on Amazon? And I receive the package and it's got my name on it. It's obviously for me. And I open it. I'm like, oh yeah, I ordered this a few days ago. Oh yeah. So I don't even remember what I bought. So that makes me think maybe I have a spending problem and I need to keep my spending habits in check.
All right. So there you go. An episode with lots of useful vocabulary and phrases to help you talk about online shopping. As always, we do read and reply to every single comment we get here on YouTube, so why not take the chance to practice with us right now? Where do you normally shop online? What are some of the big online stores in your country? Do you prefer shopping online over shopping in person? Do you ever think you shop online a little too much? Let us know and see if you can use some of these phrases that you saw in this episode.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, please do get in touch. Don't forget, if you want to get a PDF transcript of this episode, which is a file that you can download and take offline, which has every sentence of this episode and all of our other ones as well, you can join as a high-level listening member. Check the description below with a link on how to do that. But thank you very much, guys. We'll see you for another episode very, very soon. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.